Hi everyone, I thought I'd do a quick tour of the inside of the greenhouse as winter is starting to come along and we're going to start harvesting and clearing out some of the extra plants. I get a lot of questions about how the strawberry towers are doing. Overall they do fairly well, but they do drip out a little bit of water onto the floor and the stone likes to come out of the slit a little bit. I had a couple plants that died, so instead of trying to jam a new plant in, I just took one of the runners, stuck it into the slot here, and it's now rerooting. So it's much easier than digging out all the stone and getting a new plant in there. I had a couple of those rogue beet plants in here, and they really spread out the towers and sort of take over the spot. Definitely not something you want to grow in a tower like this. So overall they work well for strawberries, but for anything else I would definitely stick to something like the zip grow tower where you can get your plants in and out quickly. These plants will be in here for a couple of years, so it's not too bad, but I'm not looking forward to when I have to pull them all out of this stone. Hiding in the center bed is my pink lemon tree. It's doing really well. What I'm really excited about, and I had all but given up hope, was my eggplant this year. I've never been able to get eggplant to grow in the greenhouse. So here they finally are. There's nice 3 large ones and they'll be ready for harvesting. In this one bed is a monster cherry tomato plant. It got a little bit out of control. This one is now 2 years old. We overwintered it last year and I think it's had just about enough, so it's going to come out once I get most of the fruit off of it. And then hiding in here is some dinosaur kale, which has done very well. One of these beds has some rosemary that's original to the greenhouse. It's about 3 years old now, along with some thyme here. The nasturtiums have overwintered and survived through the summer, have done well, and we had a really good crop of peppers this year, and they're still coming in strong. Should have tied this up better, but it'll do fine. Over the winter I'll trim that back and it will bush up nicely for next year. This bed has some extra strawberries. Pineapple is still doing its thing, not producing anything, but maybe someday. And we didn't have much luck this year with the cucumbers. I think it basically is a calcium deficiency, but none of my other plants showed that. No signs of aphids or anything, but we will increase the calcium a little next year and see what happens. The basil's just about done. Once it starts getting cool, it really starts to die off quickly. And the lettuce in the raft beds will overwinter without any problem. With a lot less sunlight, the lettuce starts to get a little bit leggy, but it still grows pretty well and it will do fine this winter. This bed has some kale. I'm still battling the cabbage worms, even with the dipel. If I don't keep up with it, they just keep coming back. Also some oregano and sage. Again, these are some herbs from our first year, so they're about 3 years now, doing really well. Hiding back here is a celery plant. And then in the far side is a whole bunch of beets. And those are all ready to be harvested too. I did have one cantaloupe plant in here. It's got a little bit of powdery mildew on the leaves. And did find one melon coming in. And then I was digging through here, I actually found another melon that's ripe and ready to be eaten. It's actually a little overripe, so we'll see how it looks. The tomatoes hanging from the cables did pretty well this year. I did let them get a little out of control. I should have kept up with it. But we've gotten a whole bunch out of here. They're doing really nicely. The new air pump is working really nicely. The lettuce has been taking off and growing really well with that. And here is our only non-edible plant in the greenhouse in soil, the amaryllis. And we just bring these in here over the summer, give them some fish water, let them regain their energy, and this winter they'll be brought into the house and left dormant in the winter down in the basement. And then next spring we'll bring them up and let them blossom. So during the winter we'll let the water get down into the mid to low 50s. The fish will slow way down. I'll reduce their eating, take out some of the plants, and we'll overwinter everything. It really isn't economical to keep the greenhouse up the temperature and bring in artificial lighting. We just can't get a return on the investment of plants doing that, so it's usually just best to slow things way down and finish off the winter and wait again for spring. So our favorite part of fall is raspberry season. We have some great raspberries on these bushes, and they grow well late in the season. Don't get any bugs on them because it's too cold for the bugs. They come in nice and strong, and they're really fantastic to eat. We'll see you later.